will kill your profit. To cross that line, somehow we could make it. Hi guys, here's me in my place. A little bit like in an awesome mood, I don't know why, but we just gonna be trading. We're just gonna be ready to get into new trading and to get our new results. And that's as always. And here we go. We're gonna be starting, and of course the period is gonna be 1 minute for us, and 200 is gonna be the starting sum this time. That's not gonna be the big, in the end, because we kinda dependent on all this payouts persons that we are having right here. And it's not about the platform, just we have our own limits and borders. Moving average and CCI, follow all those numbers, colors is up to you, but of course when you just, I don't know, can you hear that? That's the car just screaming. I hope it's not that. It's gone. I hope it's not. It wasn't on my sound also. Okay. This is the currency pairs with the biggest payouts. You may see that right here we have 87, and I'm making just like 5 bets, right? I think 5, yes. And we are limited by all these payouts and quantity of bets. So just been thinking and observing, and of course we are looking for the combination, but the indicators is kind of simply. So that's a good and a bad. That's going to be a little bit bold, so not enough analysis like the pro inside of that strategy, but for the easy situation I think we could easily be handling that. Let's start. Okay, we gotta be starting, and I think honestly, seeing that huge and big picture is actually one of the best tools. And if you are a lack of the instruments, if you are a lack of the indicators, you can check it also. I'm just repeating that again and again, that you are checking the chart, and that's kind of important. But seeing that big picture, it also helps. And we may say that we had the patterns before, now we had the huge falling, and actually we work on the bottom, but out of the CCI, it's not that perfectly visible. But anyway, CCI has its own charts, and we cannot just follow only that signs too. It was kind of obvious. Maybe we want to see, in this type of indicators, we want to see all types of perfect indicators that it's going to be just like that or just like this. But that was kind of obvious. Even without any indicators, I think somehow we could make it for the upward trend and hit it as a profit. That's the first one. So this is us still rising, but I think that's going to be the change in after. I don't believe that all this trend going to be keeping up while we're going to be waiting for the result. And 1 minute is kind of a lot. It's kind of a lot, especially for the trend that it's already going, and it seems like that's going to be the end. What about the CCI? What about the moving average, firstly? Nothing much to say, because moving average is the moving average. Average is quite important. It is reacting on the candles just a lot. Where candles, they're moving average. And that's the disadvantage, because how we can predict what's going to be next, because now candles are rising. What's going to be next after this arisal? In that way, for that case, there's supposed to be the second indicator that's going to be helping us perfectly. For example, MACD, stochastic oscillator, maybe awesome oscillator, maybe some indicators that contains not only candles, but a little bit more specific analysis, I don't know, tools or capabilities. In our case, that was CCI, and of course, when you're looking, backward, there's like, okay, that's obvious, CCI been actually getting downward. But at the moment when we were making that bet, that wasn't that obvious, and that's the problem, so that's why, in this type of situation, if you are hardly to predict what's going to be with the indicators, and you are not sure, please wait for the clear signs and then enter. And I'm gonna tell you, that's just again, that's the peak. And that's my opinion that that's the peak. But how we can prove that? Just making our bet. And that's bad. That's bad because with the lack of experience, with the lack, if you're in a hurry or you're in a bad mood or you're just freezing like me sitting here even in a jacket, you actually can be wrong about your expectations. But we gotta check it. Now CCI is like, that's the peak, guys. That's the peak. Real close. And I want this candle to cross that line. This is what I want. Yes. Now you can see that. So we went, oh God, thank you. We just entered in the end of the trend. We got this beginning of the opposite trend and nobody knows what's going to be happening next. So that strategy is a little bit like disaster. So one more. Here's the big picture for you. Gonna raise the bat. I think we're gonna continue. You may see that right here the chart is a little bit different. The candle's kind of long. The candles are switching. And moving average is kind of helpful right here because showing just the clear tendencies without all these candles and the size and the colors of the candles. I don't like that. But I think in a minute, so my prediction was like we are definitely still rising. So we're going to be rising, maybe with some breaks, maybe after a while we're going to be rising even more. That was my expectation. I don't care about this tiny, few tiny candles, which is orange. I need tendency. Yeah, we need to guess the tendency. And of course, you may be perfectly correct about the tendency, but the candle will kill your profit because just in a moment it's been playing and you're done. Oh, thanks God. But that's truly or maybe impossible to predict. And the last one. The first impression that you're going to get from it, we are at the bottom. So we're going to be beautifully just coming back, bringing back to the clouds because we are so at the bottom. And this is the green candles are just exactly like that. You are rising. But look at the CCI. Look at the CCI. It is saying us just completely the opposite. That's the peak. I don't know. I mean, of course we can go really deeply into it and just try to find all explanations and maybe it's going to be easier in some situations to explain that or understand that from that way. But actually, in trading, you need to make your decision quite fast. You start to check, you start to read the theory, to compare, and you are out of the moment, and you are done. You were correct at the moment when you noticed that, at the moment when you were reading about that. But when you enter it after, that's too much. That's too much. Just done. I am satisfied with the results. Definitely that's the profits and nothing to complain about, but I'm not satisfied with the strategy and you know that I'm kind of honest about all my feelings and expectations, and if I wouldn't be that picky with the situation, that could actually lead me to some, I don't know, financial disaster. So guys, I'm just done. If you want to get for some more, you can find all the links below this video or just in my bio. I am still right there.